we are at war with Satan. War is defined as a state of hostility accompanied by actions to conquer or to destroy those viewed as the enemy.
How the heretics, I have an interesting story from Norway to tell, because there was a worldly woman that found 9,020,000 Norwegian kroner, and she handed it back to the rightful owner, in this case Jehovah Witnesses. So it was a worldly person that found 9 million Norwegian kroner and handed it back voluntarily to Jehovah Witnesses. And this is funny because I grew up as a Jehovah Witness, and we were always told that Jehovah Witnesses, we are famous for being the honest people, the only honest people. That's why everyone else deserves to die. If you're not a Jehovah Witness, you deserve to die. And we were constantly told stories in Watchtower like, a Jehovah Witness in an African country found a significant amount of money, and when she gave it to the police, they said, "We cannot believe our eyes. This has never happened before. You must be one of the Jehovah Witnesses. If everyone were Jehovah Witnesses, there would be no need for police in this country." Stories like that was always told. And as a Jehovah Witness, I used to believe that we were the most honest people on earth. But in this case, there was a girl that was not a Jehovah Witnesses that found 9 million kroner on her bank account, and she gave it to Watchtower. And I reached out to her and asked her if she wanted to be on my channel, and I haven't got an answer for her. So that's why the thumbnail I used and this picture is not her. It's a stock footage for copyright reasons. But I will link in the description to this article where you can see her and read the article. Google Translate is your friend. So the funny with this story is that Jehovah Witnesses believe that this lady deserved to die. Jehovah Witnesses has this worldview that Jehovah and Satan in the last 6,000 years has all been about Jehovah Witnesses, to prove the fact that Jehovah's worshippers are the best people ever. And when Jehovah and the angels, they're always looking at you from Google Earth perspective, and they're telling everything to Jehovah, and Jehovah is so happy. And that's why very soon this will happen, that God kills everyone on the planet except the people here you see. They are Jehovah Witnesses, and they are protected by God. I'm not kidding. 7 million people will be killed for the crime of not being a Jehovah Witness. So then what about this nice lady here that's obviously a very honest person? She's obviously honest. She's may or may not be religious, but she should die for the crime of not believing in the governing body.
Well, today there is a clear difference, isn't there, between the soldiers of Satan and the soldiers of Christ. There's great enmity, but there's a sharp contrast in appearance, in attitude, in disposition, in motivation, and conduct.
9 million kroner on her bank account. She contacted the bank immediately, found out who it belonged to, and gave it back to them. And since she's an honest person, she said she really didn't think about keeping it. And most people assume that you're not allowed to keep it. Well, with a good lawyer, you can create a lot of problem. And even without a lawyer, you could take all the money, have a big party, and then file for bankruptcy. Or you could take the money and bury it in the forest and file for bankruptcy. Or you could claim that it was your money. You could say that this is a settlement out of court between me and Watchtower for sexual harassment. Watchtower is famous for settling that kind of thing out of court. So if she said it was her money, then Watchtower would have to prove that they did not settle out of court in a case. They would basically have to prove that they prove a negative. So there are things she could do. And I, during my life, many times donated money to Watchtower. And if I would tell them, sorry Watchtower, I have this receipt here that proves that I put money on your bank account and now I realize that was a mistake, can I get the money back? Watchtower would not give me my money back. I'm pretty sure if this young lady here would put money into Watchtower's bank account and then later regret on that donation or call them and say, I made a mistake, I'm pretty sure they would keep the money. That would mean, if I'm right, that she is more honest than Watchtower. And I know Jehovah Witnesses, they are proud of being the most honest people on earth, and they believe that apostates like me, we're always lying. We're lying and slandering. Well, in that case, if I'm wrong, maybe Watchtower could sue me and say, what this apostate is saying is absolutely wrong. If someone contacts us and say that this donation was a mistake, I would like my money back, we will always give our money back. If Watchtower would state that, well, then I would be guilty of slander. So it's basically, if you're a Jehovah Witness, please leave a comment and if you think it's a good idea. Because if I would give money to Watchtower and then I would say, sorry, it was a mistake, it was the wrong bank account, would they give it back to me? I think they would not. They would keep the money. So if they make a public statement that they would give money back in cases like that, well, then I would apologize. But then what about the Armageddon thing, where dishonest people deserve to die? Because that would make her. Or is there some kind of middle ground? What do you say, Watchtower? Is there middle ground for honest people?
And there can be no gray area here. We're either on one side or the other, correct? For example, suppose that you're a soldier and you're on guard duty, and it's evening, and you see someone approaching, and you cry out, halt, who goes there, friend or foe? And you hear back, I'm both. There's an enemy. You can't be on both sides.
So there's basically not a middle ground. Either you're a Jehovah Witness and you survive Armageddon, or you are a worldly person like her and you die in Armageddon. That's kind of weird. And it gets weirder because Jehovah Witnesses, if you ask her, why would a nice person like her deserve to die? They would say, well, it's not because she doesn't believe in God. A lot of people believe in God. It's obviously not because she's a bad person or a dishonest person. It's not because she may or may not believe in Jesus. They say it's because she doesn't believe in the governing body. Jehovah Witness leaders are called the governing body, or the faithful and discreet slave. And that's where it's funny, because if you have a Bible and you look up Matthew 24 and 25, where Jehovah Witnesses find the governing body or the faithful and discreet slave, it's a parallel where Jesus he describes himself as a slave owner with many slaves, and he'll leave them money, in this case talents. So they get talents and they have to do business. And one of the slaves do very good business, and one of the slaves do really bad business. And he said, I was afraid because I know you're a strict master and you will reap where you don't sow and so on. So I just dig it into the ground. And Jesus say, evil slave. And it says that evil slave will be punished severely. So I just have to say, this story doesn't really make Jesus look good. First of all, he's a slave owner. Second of all, he's a strict slave owner. And he reap on places where he himself did not sow. That in most cases would make him a thief and a slave owner. And then when he's not happy with the slave, it says that he will give him severe punishment. And in the time where this was written, severe punishment would be minimum 39 lashes. You could be flogged. So it doesn't make Jesus look good, really. It didn't age well, that description. Anyway, but they said the good slave. Jesus is very happy with the good slave. Well, if Jehovah Witnesses are the good slave and Jesus is this strict slave owner, imagine in Armageddon when he come to Norway and now we're going to kill people, and they say, you, faithful and discreet slave Norwegian branch, what did you do? And they say, well, we had all this money and then we put your 9 million talents on the wrong bank account. You think Jesus will be happy? You think the character that's described in the Bible, that's a slave owner, a strict slave owner, that's like severe punishment for bad slaves. You think he will be happy that they put in 9 million talents on her bank account? Do you really expect that Jesus will kill her and not flog you? I'm pretty sure he will flog you and not kill her. So that's everything from Norway. This is my puppy. I put him here because it's called viewer retention. He's cuter than me. If I had cleavage, you would be fired. But now I have a cute puppy. No, it's a beautiful planet. And worldly people are nice. People are depressed when they leave the organizations. And that's the real reason why I put the puppy here. Because there is a paradise already now. You just have to find it. So, thanks for watching. I'm really happy if you subscribe, and see you in paradise. What do you think? You're such a beautiful dog.